I have done 30 plus certifications and am here to guide you throughout your certification journey. In this video, we will be covering some important questions of the Microsoft MB-800 exam. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. To the important questions, question 1. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. When users create sales documents, the system must display an alert that shows the customer's remaining credit. The alert must also notify the user if the customer has any overdue payments. You need to configure a credit limit and overdue payment warning. What should you do? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Configure the block customer field. It blocks customers but it does not show warnings. Then we have B. Configure the late payment predict extension. It predicts late payments and does not give real time warnings. Then we have D. Enable the exact cost reversing mandatory field. It relates to inventory costs, not credit warnings. As such, we should select both warnings in the credit warnings field. Thus, the correct option is C. Business Central enables you to determine how you want users to be informed when a customer is over their credit limit. To begin, search for and pull up the sales and receivables setup under the General Fast tab, locate credit warnings. Within this field, you can determine if you want a notification to display at top of the sales order for credit limits, overdue balance, credit limits and overdue balance, or no notifications. Question 2. You configure a cloud-based printer in Dynamics 365 Business Central. Purchase orders printed by users must automatically print to the cloud-based printer. You need to create a setup record for the user, report, and printer combination. On which page should you create the setup record? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B. Printer management. It manages printer configurations but does not link users and reports to printers. Then we have C. Report layout selection. It specifies layouts for reports, not printer assignments. Then we have D. Report selection purchase. It determines which reports are used for purchases, not printer setups. And then we have E. Document sending profiles. It manages email and document sending settings, not printing. As such, the page where we should create the setup record is printer selections. Thus, the correct option is A. The printer selection page allows you to set up a combination of user ID, report ID, and the printer name. The printer selections page is used to assign specific printers to users and reports, ensuring that purchase orders automatically print to the configured cloud-based printer. Question 3. You are implementing Dynamics 365 Business Central for a customer. The customer wants to upload starting entries for all master data to a general journal on the last day of the current month. You need to upload the data according to this requirement. Which three functions should you select? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have C. Calculate inventory. It is used for inventory valuation, not uploading master data. Then we have D. Get standard journals. It retrieves predefined journal templates, not starting entries. As such, the three functions that we should select are vendors opening balance, D/L accounts opening balance, and customers opening balance. Thus, the correct options are A, B, and C. About the options, vendors opening balance, it ensures vendor balance are accurately reflected in the system. G/L accounts opening balance, it uploads starting entries for general ledger accounts. And then we have customers opening balance. It reflects opening balances for customer accounts. Question 4. A customer has premium licenses for Dynamics 365 Business Central. You need to make all actions and fields for the manufacturing and service modules available to users. What should you do? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Assign users to the D365 Bus Full Access User Group. It grants general access but does not unlock specific premium modules. Then we have C. Assign super permission sets to users. It grants full system permissions but does not activate premium features. Then we have D. Assign users to the D365 Bus Premium User Group. It is irrelevant for module access. The experience field controls this. And then we have E. Select the customer option for the company badge field on the company information page. It is a visual setting not related to module access. As such, we should select the premium option in the experience field on the company information page. Thus, the correct option is B. The experience field in the company information page determines which modules and features are available. Selecting premium enables all actions and fields for the manufacturing and service modules. Question 5. Company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central to record payments for vendors. All payment records include similar data elements. You are onboarding a new vendor. You must create a unique number series for payments from the vendor. No other vendors will use the new number series. You need to configure the system. What should you use? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Vendors. It manages vendor details but it does not define number series. Then we have B. General journals. It records transactions but relies on template for numbering. Then we have D. Payment journals. It is used to post payments but does not configure unique number series. And then we have E. Workflow. It automates processes not related to numbering. Thus, we should use general journal template. Thus, the correct option is C. You can only define a new number series on the template page. Since this is specifically requested, C is the only correct answer. Question 6. You are implementing Dynamics 365 Business Central. You create a role center page for all users. Users must not be allowed to personalize the page. You need to configure the system. Which three actions should you perform? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B on the user card, set the status to disabled. This disables the user entirely, not their personalization. Then we have D on the profiles role page, select enable the profile, disable all other profiles. It is not required. Other profiles can coexist with the default. As such, the three actions that we should perform are on the profiles role page, select the profile and select the user as the default profile option. On the profiles role page, select the profile and select the show in the role explorer column. And on the profiles role page, select the profile and select the disable personalization option. Thus, the correct options are A, C, and E. Setting the profile as the default ensures all users use the same role center page. Enabling show in Role Explorer ensures the profile is visible for users. Disabling personalization ensures users cannot modify the page. Question 7. A company is using Dynamics 365 Business Central. The finance manager creates a new general ledger account. You need to configure the system to include the general ledger account in the general journal reconciliation window. What should you do? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Add this general ledger account to the bank account posting group. It is used for bank transactions, not general ledger account reconciliation. Then we have B, enable the direct posting field in the general ledger account card. It allows direct posting but does not affect reconciliation. And then we have D, create a new payment reconciliation journal. It is unrelated to including a general ledger account in the reconciliation window. As such, we should enable the reconciliation account field in the general ledger account card. Thus, the correct option is C. Enabling the reconciliation account field on the general ledger account card ensures that the account appears in the general journal reconciliation window. Question 8. You are a functional consultant configuring items in Dynamics 365 Business Central. You are configuring multiple units of measure for an item that has a base unit of measures of pieces and an additional unit of measures of box. One box holds 20 pieces of an item. You need to define the relationship between the units of measure. Which value should you populate on the item units of measure page for the item? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A, for the box unit of measure, set the quantity per unit of measure to 0.05. It is incorrect as one box equals 20 pieces, not a fraction. Then we have C, for the pieces unit of measure, set the quantity per unit of measure to 0.05. Incorrect as this does not represent the correct conversion. Then we have D, for the pieces unit of measure, set the quantity per unit of measure to 20. It is incorrect as the pieces is the base unit, not the one being converted. As such, the value that we should populate on item units of measure page for the item is for the box unit of measure, set the quantity per unit of measure to 20. Thus, the correct option is B. The correct answer is B. The quantity per unit of measure field helps calculate the quantity in the base unit of measure. In this case, the base unit of measure is pieces and the additional unit of measure is box. One box holds 20 pieces of an item. Therefore, the quantity per unit of measure for the box unit of measure should be set to 20. This means that when you enter a quantity of one box, the system will automatically calculate the quantity in pieces as 20. Question 9. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. The company plans to use multiple unit prices for the same items from different vendors. You need to configure the purchase price of the item. In which two locations can you configure the purchase price? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A, purchase order. It allows you to specify prices per order but not for general configuration. Then we have B, resource prices. It relates to resource related costs, not item purchase prices. Then we have D, customer card. It relates to customer settings, not purchase prices for items. Thus, the two locations where we can configure the purchase price are vendor card and item card. Thus, the correct options are C and E. The correct answers are C and D. The purchase price of an item can be configured on the item card or on the vendor card. On the item card, you can set the purchase price for all vendors. On the vendor card, you can set a specific purchase price for a particular vendor. If you set a purchase price on the vendor card, that price will override the purchase price on the item card for that vendor. The purchase price cannot be configured on the purchase order, resource prices, or customer card. Use this option when the custom API provides some capability that shouldn't be customizable. Question 10. A company recently implemented Business Central. The company uses Teams extensively for day to day collaboration. The company finance manager must be able to search for contacts and share Business Central records in Teams. You need to install the Business Central app in Teams. What should you do first? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Select the share action on attachment documents in Business Central. It is not related to installing or integrating Business Central with Teams. Then we have C. Add a Planner tab to a Team channel. This is related to Microsoft Planner, not Business Central integration. And then we have D, manage apps in the Business Central Admin Center. It is not the first step in installing the app in Teams. Deployment is handled via Teams Text. As such, we should first search for Teams app centralized deployment in Business Central. Thus, the correct option is B. Teams app centralized deployment is the method to deploy the Business Central app to Teams, enabling integration for sharing records and searching contacts. Question 11. You are creating payment terms. A company processes standard vendor payments on the seventh day of the next month. You need to set up payment terms for the vendor. Which date formula should you use? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A, 37D. This would set the payment to 37 days after the invoice date, not matching the requirement. Then we have B, 1M plus 7D. This sets the payment date to 7 days after the first of the next month, which is not exactly the 7th of the next month. Then we have C, 1 month plus 6D. This would set the payment date to the 6th of the next month, which is incorrect. As such, the correct date formula is CM plus 7D. Thus, the correct option is D. The correct answer is D. The date formula CM plus 7D means the end of the current month plus 7 days. This is the correct formula to use for a company that processes standard vendor payments on the 7th day of the next month. Question 12. A company purchases items by using cash. You register a vendor payment when you post a purchase invoice for a cash vendor. You are creating a new cash vendor. No prior vendors have been set up as cash vendors. You need to set up the vendor so that payments post automatically when you post a purchase invoice. Which type of setup should you use? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A, payment method as cash. This only sets the payment method but does not specify automatic posting or balancing. Then we have B, payment term as COD. COD refers to payment terms, not automatic posting. Then we have D, prepayment. It is used for advance payments, not for automatic posting of payments on cash purchases. As such, the type of setup that we should use is payment method as cash with balancing account. Thus, the correct option is C. Payment method as cash with balancing account allows automatic posting of payments when purchase invoices are posted for cash vendors with the balancing account handling the cash flow. Question 13. Monetary accounts for local currency must always display three decimal places. In general ledger setup, you need to configure the appropriate setup field with the appropriate value. What should you do? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B, set the value of unit amount decimal places to 3:3. It is related to unit pricing, not general ledger monetary amounts. Then we have C, set the value of invoice rounding precision to 0.001. It deals with rounding of inventory amounts, not general ledger display. Then we have D, set the value of unit amount rounding precision to 0.001. It rounds unit prices not applicable for general ledger monetary display. And then we have E, set the value of amount rounding precision to 0.001. It defines the rounding logic but does not control the decimal display correctly. As such, we should set the value of amount decimal places to 3:3. Thus, the correct option is A. Two threes in 3:3 mean a minimum of 3 decimal places and a maximum of 3 decimal places. In other words, it will always display 3 decimal places. Question 14. The general ledger account for accounts receivable must match the sum of all balances on the customer cards. You need to set up the general ledger account card for accounts receivable to meet this requirement. What should you do? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Configure the account type. This defines the nature of the account but does not prevent direct posting. Then we have B. Block the account. Blocking would prevent any transaction from posting to the account, which is not the intended solution. Then we have C. Configure totaling. It totals the data but does not control direct posting behavior. As such, we should disallow direct posting. Thus, the correct option is D. By disabling direct posting, you can be sure that the receivable amount will only be posted with the customer ledger entries. You can be sure that they will be reconciled. Totaling is only totaling the GL account. Example, total receivables is the totaling for receivable, local and receivable export. Question 15. You are setting up Dynamics 365 Business Central. You need to define the direct cost applied account. Where should you define the accounts for direct cost applied? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Item cards. It defines item specific information, not direct cost accounts. And we have B. Inventory posting setup. It defines inventory related accounts but not direct cost applied accounts. And then we have D. Vendor posting groups. It deals with vendor specific posting setups, not direct cost applied accounts. As such, we should define the accounts for direct cost applied in general posting setups. Thus, the correct option is C. For balance sheet accounts, set up them in general posting setup. Question 16. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. All activity in the system is based on the company's local currency. Sales invoice amounts must be rounded to the nearest interval based on amount. You need to complete the configuration. Where should you configure the setup? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Currency card. It defines currency related settings but does not handle rounding for sales invoices. Then we have C. Sales and receivable setup. It is primarily for sales and receivables configurations, not for rounding invoice amounts. Then we have D. Currency exchange rates. It manages exchange rates, not rounding settings for invoices. As such, we should configure the setup in General Ledger Setup. Thus, the correct option is B. General Ledger Setup allows you to configure rounding rules for transactions, including sales invoices, ensuring amounts are rounded to the nearest interval based on the specified amount. Question 17. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. You manage customer master data for the company. You need to create new customers. What are three possible ways to achieve this goal? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. On the contacts page, select related information and then select customer. This links a contact to an existing number and does not create a new customer. Then we have E. On the customer card, select apply template. This option applies templates to existing customer, not for creating new ones. As such, the three possible ways to achieve the goal are: on the contacts page, select create as customer; on the configuration template header for the customer table, select create instance; and on the customers page, select new. Thus, the correct options are B, C, and D. About the options: B, from the contacts page, you can create a customer directly from an existing contact. About C, it allows you to create a new customer using a predefined configuration template. About D, the standard method to create a new customer directly from the customers page. Question 18. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. You must create a general ledger account and define the general ledger account as a purchase account for general journal transactions. You need to configure the system. Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. This does not specifically link the account to the correct posting groups for purchases. Then we have B. Sign a general product posting group that is linked to our purchase account. It is necessary, but not sufficient alone to link the account for purchase transaction. Then we have D, sign a general business posting group that is linked to a purchase amount. This sets up the business context but does not link to a purchase account directly. As such, we should link combination of the general business posting group and general product posting group to a purchase account. Thus, the correct option is C. C ensures that the correct purchase account is linked to both the business and product posting groups, enabling it to be used for purchase transactions in the general journal. Question 19. A company is implementing Dynamics 365 Business Central. Vendor open balances need to be posted to the general ledger account directly by using the general journal. You need to configure the general ledger account to allow users to post vendor open balances to payables account. Which setting should you use? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A, account category. It defines the account's general classification, not direct posting permissions. Then we have B, income slash balance. It deals with the account's nature, not posting rules. Then we have C, default deferral template. It relates to deferring revenue or expenses, not direct posting permissions. As such, the setting that we should use is direct posting. Thus, the correct option is D. Direct posting is a very important Direct posting is a very important field. It is used to enable or disable posting directly to the account. How? So there are general ledger accounts that you assign to posting group like the receivables account, payables account, and so on. And you would clear the field. In short, direct posting is not allowed there because of the choice you made. You can only post through a posting group. Question 20. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. A user posts a sales invoice document that has an incorrect dimension value. You need to update general ledger entries with the correct dimension value without inserting new ledger entries. Which option should you use? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B, edit list. It allows editing of posted documents but does not specifically handle dimension corrections. Then we have C, edit in Excel. It is used for bulk data editing but does not update posted ledgers entries directly. Then we have D, reverse transaction. It reverses the transaction and creates a new one, which is not required here. As such, the option that we should use is correct dimensions. Thus, the correct option is A. On the general ledger entries page, the correct dimension actions lets you correct dimensions on posted entries by editing the dimension value, adding new dimensions or removing them. Administrators can also log dimensions for corrections, specify the corrections must respect closed accounting periods, and view a change log for a given general ledger entry in order to revert the entry to its original value. Question 21. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. An accountant must post sales services in a journal by using a predefined alphanumeric sequence. The accountant is using multiple general journal batches. You need to configure invoice numbers for the journal. Which two fields should you populate? Firstly, let's discuss the incorrect options. We have C, number series field in general journal templates. This defines a default series but does not manage the posting number sequence. Then we have D, posting number series field in general journal batches. This is used for posting numbers but does not manage invoice numbering directly. As such, the two fields that we should populate are posting number series field in general journal templates and number series field in general journal batches. As such, the correct options are A and B. About the options, posting number series field in general journal templates specifies the sequence for posting numbers across all batches. Number series field in general journal batches allows defining batch specific sequences for invoice numbers. Question 22. You are configuring Dynamics 365 Business Central for a client. Invoice amounts in the local currency code must be rounded to hundreds. You need to configure the invoice rounding precision field in General Ledger Setup. Which value should you use? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B 0.20. It rounds to the nearest 0.20, not to hundredths. Then we have C 1.00. It rounds to the nearest whole number, which is too large. Then we have D 1.11. It is not a valid precision for standard rounding. And then we have E 2.00. It rounds to the nearest 2 units, which does not meet the requirement. As such, the value that we should use is 0.01. Thus, the correct option is A. 0.01 rounds amounts to the nearest hundredth, which aligns with the requirement to round invoice amounts in the local currency to two decimal places. Question 23. The company has been using Dynamics 365 Business Central for many years. The new accounting manager for the company reviews the chart of accounts. The manager wants to remove some general ledger accounts. The check GL account usage field is selected in the general ledger setup. You need to assist with the count deletions. What is one requirement that enables deletion of a general ledger account? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B. The general ledger account is configured to allow for deletion. No specific setting exists to explicitly allow for deletion. Then we have C. The general ledger account cannot allow for direct posting. Direct posting settings do not affect account deletions. Then we have D. A general ledger account must be of the type balance sheet. Account type does not determine deletability. As such, the one requirement that enables deletion of a general ledger account is the account cannot be used in any posting groups or posting setup. Thus, the correct option is A. A is correct because a general ledger account cannot be deleted if it is actively linked to posting groups or setups that might still reference it. Question 24. Company has been using Dynamics 365 Business Central for many years. A new accounting manager for the company reviews the chart of accounts. The manager wants to remove some general ledger accounts. The check GL account usage field is selected in the general ledger setup. You need to assist with the account deletions. What is one requirement that enables deletion of general ledger accounts? Firstly, let's eliminate the correct options. We have A. Account cannot be used in any account schedule. While important, it is not mandatory for deletion. The system focuses on balance and usage in transactions. Then we have B. The fiscal year needs to be closed. Closing a fiscal year is not required to delete an account. Then we have D. The account must have ledger entries. If an account has ledger entries, it cannot be deleted. As such, one requirement that enables deletion of a general ledger account is that the account cannot have a balance amount. Thus, the correct option is C. This requirement is critical because a general ledger account with a balance indicates that there are still financial transactions associated with the account, which could affect the accuracy of financial reports and the overall financial standing of the company if deleted. Before a general ledger account can be safely removed, it must be ensured that the account's balance is zero, indicating no outstanding transactions are associated with it. Question 25. A company records vendor wise item descriptions. You need to set up vendor specific descriptions for items. What should you set up? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Item variants. It is used for variations like color or size, not vendor specific descriptions. Then we have B. Substitutions. It defines alternative items, not vendor specific descriptions. And then we have D, extended text. It adds extra details to item descriptions but is not vendor specific. As such, what we should set up is item cross references. Thus, the correct option is C. Item cross references allow you to set up vendor specific item descriptions, enabling clear communication and identification of items for each vendor. Question 26. You are implementing Dynamics 365 Business Central. You create items for infinite items such as water, electricity, and natural gas that are used in manufacturing process. You need to set up the items. Which item type should you use for infinite items? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A, resource, tracks labor or machine time, not consumable items. Then we have B, inventory. It is used for physically stocked items, which is not applicable here. Then we have C, service. It applies to non-tangible deliverables like consulting, basically not consumable items. Thus, the correct option is non-inventory. As such, the item type that we should use for infinite items is non-inventory. Thus, the correct option is D. Non-inventory is correct because infinite items like water, electricity, and natural gas are not physically stocked and do not require inventory tracking. Question 27. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. Customer requests that the company always use their preferred shipping provider for all sales orders. You need to configure the system to meet this requirement. What should you do? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have A. Select shipping advice. It relates to shipment handling instructions, not selecting a shipping provider. Then we have C. Set up a ship to code. It specifies delivery addresses but does not define a shipping provider. Then we have D. Designate a responsibility center. It handles organizational role, not customer specific shipping preferences. As such, what we should do is define a shipping agent. Thus, the correct option is B. Define a shipping agent is correct because a shipping agent can be assigned to a customer, ensuring their preferred shipping provider is used for all sales orders. Question 28. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. A customer wants to sell items that are not normally counted in the company's warehouse. You need to configure the system to meet this requirement. What should you set up? Firstly, let's discuss the incorrect options. We have B, item charge. It is used to apply additional costs not for selling items. Then we have C, inventory item type. Tracks stocked items, which is not applicable here. Then we have D, resource. It is used for tracking labor or machines, not items sold. As such, what we should set up is non-inventory item type. Thus, the correct option is A. Non-inventory item type is correct because it is used for items that are sold but not stocked or tracked in inventory, such as services or special order items. Question 29. A company uses Dynamics 365 Business Central. You need to configure the system to automatically add any appropriate sales invoice discounts to sales documents. What should you do? Firstly, let's discuss the incorrect options. We have A, on the sales and receivables setup page, select invoice discount in discount posting. It configures posting rules for discounts, not their automatic calculation. Then we have C, on the customer card, select invoice disc code. It links customers to discount terms but does not ensure automatic calculation. Then we have D, on the sales and receivables setup page, select lowest price in price calculation method. It determines pricing hierarchy not related to invoice discounts. As such, we should, on the sales and receivable setup page, select Calc Invoice Discount. Thus, the correct option is B. Calc Invoice Discount is correct because enabling this option in the sales and receivable setup ensures that sales invoice discounts are automatically calculated and applied to sales documents. Question 30. A global trading company maintains records of customer information in Business Central. The company frequently conducts international trade and works with customers who operate in different currencies. You need to configure the system to invoice customers who use foreign currency. Which two areas should you configure? Firstly, let's eliminate the incorrect options. We have B, sales invoice. It is used for creating invoices, but it does not configure foreign currency handling. Then we have C, vendor card. It relates to supplier records, not customer transactions. As such, the two areas that we should configure are customer card and adjust exchange rates. Thus, the correct options are A and D. Customer card is correct because the system requires assigning a foreign currency code to the customer's record for invoicing in that currency. Adjust exchange rate is correct because exchange rate adjustments ensure accurate conversion of foreign currency transactions into the local currency. These were all the questions for this video. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. We will be publishing more parts to this series in the future, so please make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.